The place must be buzzing, Graeme. How is the squad, in particular your wing back who went off?
He's okay actually. Really, that's the best news we've had today. He's training, so just a bit of precaution at the weekend. So our decision to take him off, I think it's worked well. So he's available.
Squad buzzing?
Yeah, but I've reminded them that you're only as good as your next game, not your last one. We've got an important 3 points up for grabs on Wednesday night at Craven Cottage, who are a more than capable outfit.
How's it been trying to get the players to understand that they can be championship players, that kind of mentality that they have to almost prove themselves, and it now seems like a lot of them have got it?
Slowly, process. I think we've got evidence now, which is shows the progress. You have to earn it. If I was a multi-billionaire, you can't buy 3 points at the weekend. You can't buy performances. You can't buy confidence. It's something you have to earn, and then there's a chain reaction on the ball and off the ball. So you have to know everybody's strengths and weaknesses. You need to know your job. You need to know their job. It doesn't come overnight, Jeff, and we've come a long way, but we're certainly not there yet. So Saturday was really pleasing, and it will help us going forward. But it's a clean slate. We'll start again on Wednesday night.
It's a big step. Some of these players have, Pelly Ruddock for instance, has played non-league football and gone through the leagues, and others have been League One, League Two players. To then get up into the Championship, taking that step of them thinking you are good enough, it must be massive for you as a coach.
It is, yeah, but they're starting to prove that now, again, based on evidence. I think that's 4 championship wins now. So Blackburn and Bristol City should really give you that level of confidence. But then you've got another level again now with Fulham. Don't know what Fulham have spent, don't know what salaries they pay. I know it's slightly more than ours. They've got internationals everywhere, ex-Premier League club. So, you know, we're the underdogs.
You look at their team and it looks a bit scary, doesn't it, how good it is. I mean, Mitrovic must be the best striker in the league, or certainly one of them. Yeah,
and I mean, he's the one probably with the most pedigree. International, scored Premier League goals, a lot of Premier League goals. And he's a handful. Kearney, the same. The 2 Reeds, you can go on and on and on. Mawson at the back, and they've got some really good players, but so have we. And we're going there looking forward to the challenge, and we'll see what happens.
Is that one of the things you're relishing? You've been at clubs where you've been favourites to win more games than not, and here you're not favourite to win more games than not. And it must be nice trying to pit your wits against clubs with massive budgets and much bigger clubs.
Well, it would be easy if I had massive budgets and we were expected to win. No, I don't view it like that, Jeff. You know what I'm like. I'm probably sounding boring now, but I just want to max the group out, and we're on the long road to doing that. I'm pleased with the progress of where we are.
Having Craney back, you can now maybe play a different way. We saw it at the weekend. That must be a big boost as well. Someone who can play out from defence. Yeah, but it's just I mean, Martin's good on the ball, but it's his defensive awareness as well. You know, when we're all looking that way, he's looking that way, and it's something that you can't give people. Now, you didn't hear me bleat once. Everybody's talking about clean sheets. You didn't hear me bleat once about, well, I haven't got a defensive midfield player available, and I could have. But your job is to get the best out of what you've got. Let's not underestimate what Jacob Butterfield did in that role, which is unfamiliar to him. He was prepared to learn it. His improvement was massive. He's a number 8, really, by trade, where he's had a fantastic career. So if you measure that learning process, I think we've gained
more than were lost. But it's certainly nice to have Martin available and Glenn Ray available.
Pelly Ruddock took a lot of the plaudits. Funny player, Pelly Ruddock. I had lots of chats with various managers over the years here about him and what he is as a player and what he can do, because you often felt there was so much more he could give. Is he one that you're enjoying trying to coach?
Yeah, it's not about what more he could give. There's no limits really to what Pelly can achieve. So if you assess him physically, he's Premier League. If you assess him mentally, he's Premier League. If you assess him technically, he's capable of being Premier League. If you assess him tactically, he's very, very aware. That's the surprising aspect I've had with Pelly, his intelligence. If you look at him from a duels point of view, he's just got this uncanny habit of coming out with the ball, and he's had to adapt to the league, like we all have, and he's doing great, but you can never drop your standards. He's got to keep pushing. But at the weekend there was a sense of pride, I think, everywhere, and Pelly was a great representation of that, because he's been on the full journey with Luton. There's not many in any journey that managed to start the process and continue to a level that we're at today, and it was he played a huge part in the victory.
And Fulham and their manager, you'll have come up against him as a player, as a midfielder over the years, no doubt. No. I
think Scott played at a better level than me. I think maybe as a coach, maybe he was a coach. I can remember. He played with a good friend. We share a good friend, a lad called Stuart Barmer, who was at Charlton a long time, and I played with him at Wigan and a few other clubs. And Stewie always speaks really, really well about Scott. You can see his principles in his teams, how he wants to play with the ball. He wants possession, and I've got great respect for that. I think to see somebody want to get on the front foot and score goals and win games, especially a British coach, is refreshing.
Cool.
Thank you. Cheers.
Pelly was, he said that he was on Saturday when he came out of the side.
Sorry, I'm thinking for you, not for me, Mike.
When he came out of the side after 2 games in at the start of the season, then went back in, he said that he learned a lot from that spell out of the side, watching the team and how players playing and what his position should be. So how pleasing is it that he didn't sulk for City, didn't sulk when he was out of the team, he did that and learned, and then has improved since?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's any fluke, Mike. We've got some incredible characters here, Like I can think about James Shea in the same category. I can think about Andrew Shinney, same category. That's my definition of being professional. Their job is to not always agree, but accept what the manager and decisions he makes, and then be ready when called upon. And there's been too many at this club that have got that attitude for that to happen by coincidence. So Pelly sat back and he definitely watched and learned, but his actions, he's put them into practice.
Izzy Brown's okay? Because was it such a cramp he came up with at the weekend?
Yeah, we'll have to assess Izzy. Again today he hasn't trained, so we'll have to see where he is for Wednesday.
That bit shame, because as you mentioned on Saturday, that was a great performance. Now you seem to have got him fully fit again.
Yeah, but Luton Town's not just about Izzy Brown, Mike. The game I just spoke about Martin Craney and Jacob Butterfield, and we need to be flexible and ready, no matter who's available as a group. I've said that to the group today as well, so we'll see where we are tomorrow.
You said on Saturday about both Sonny Bradley and Matty Pearson, you've thrown in the most challenges out of any player at the club at the moment. What exactly have you done with them then? What is the stuff you've been doing specifically with those two?
Breaking old habits, Mike. Ask them to play from the back under pressure. Ask them to understand when they're 2v1 and when they're 3v2. Ask them to always give a passing line. Asking them to show composure in the heat of the battle when we're winning. Not when you're getting beat, when we're winning. And then defensively, I've asked them to take responsibility for organising and affecting people around them, communicating. Now they've got they had a fresh challenge at the weekend of how to put that into practice in a back three with an extra man. but not an extra man in front of you in midfield. So I've been very, very abrupt with them at times when we didn't always get what we wanted. And I'm sure they had a period where they really disliked the manager. But then when you see the proof in the pudding that I saw at the weekend, especially on review of the game, it's been worth it.
And the fact they've done that at a high level, which they hadn't necessarily, I mean, Matty played a little bit for Barnsley, but to do that at a high level must be more impressive to see.
Yeah, but they're going to achieve anything, them two. Matty's composure is just night and day. His decision making, night and day, the difference. Sonny's got a slap pass in between lines like, I don't know, any other 6'3" in centre half who's got, maybe Van Dijk. But it's up to them to maximise what they've got. I keep telling the whole group, the best period of my career was when I realised what my weaknesses were. And you stop trying to be David Beckham and realise what God's give you, really. And I think the boys are at that point, they really know what the strengths and weaknesses are, and they've been putting it into practice.
And you talk about Fulham, obviously teams coming down, sometimes take a while to get used to the level again, apart from defeat the weekend. They had kind of got that out of their system, didn't they? And they were doing pretty well apart from Saturday, weren't they? Fulham were.
Fulham, yeah. I mean, Mike, there's no way I'm sitting here underestimating Fulham. Absolutely no chance. They are a top team. I expect them to get promoted. This is one of the most difficult games of the season, going to Craven Cottage. I've been there with Everton, I've been there with Wigan, and I know I've got from experience. I know I've been there as a player. Me and Brabs played there together. I know what Craven Cottage is. I've got total respect for the football club. I've got total respect for the manager. The staff and the players are Premier League quality, and we need to be ready.
Have you won there as a player or a coach so far?
Brabs will tell you the story. We won there for Doncaster, beat them 2-0, and me and him scored a goal each in the jab front line of Jones and Brabham, as we were nicknamed at the time. Long time ago now, a very different club than what they were then, but I played there under when Kevin Keegan was manager, when I was at Wigan, and I know the environment. Chris Coleman was centre half, and it's met Michael Jackson there, Mike, let me tell you. Met Michael Jackson there, I've got a photograph to prove it. So good memories of Fulham, really, but it's a really difficult place to go.
Was that you and Gary up front then, was it, for Doncaster?
Yeah. I think Brabs will tell you he played the number 10 role, but if he was my number 10, he was certainly no Izzy Brown, let's put it like that.
The underdog tag that you mentioned is something that Luton's not really had for a decade. They've been expected to win games. Is that, how much of a mentality change or adjustment is that as well?
I've not really assessed that, James. I think it's just reality. Our budget really dictates that. Remember, on the pitch, it's just me against you at the end of the day. So, but I've never really thought about the underdog tag. It's just how it's been from minute one here, and as I keep saying, we're doing okay.
Just from the outside, an underdog tag would suggest sort of the pressure's a bit off, and that hopefully will improve dividends. But you're shaking your head.
I never think the pressure's off. No, we have to. Every game we need to be at. Every day you need to be at it. Definitely not. No. No, I think it's just it's that underdog tag. If I was going to detail, would be dictated by budget. Would be dictated by newcomers to the league, haven't played at this level for a while, non-established championship club. That would be the reason for that, which is, I think it's fair out there. But you can use the advantage as well, can't you? So we'll see.
But I mean, with that, I mean, you inherited a squad of players that have played in FA Cup ties and League Cup ties against high division teams. I think Newcastle a couple of seasons ago, they've equipped themselves really well. And obviously, at the weekend when you play against the Bristol City side that haven't lost since the last day of the season, those players can look at those examples and have nothing to fear from a team that you say obviously you expect to get promotion.
Yeah, I think it's different, isn't it? Playing on one-off occasions, you can, especially in a cup game, let's give it a good go, let's be ourselves, let's take the experiences, win or lose, we're not expected to. we have to be competitive in every championship game, and I think mentally that's the difference now. It's not, they're not one-off games. These are this is our bread and butter, and so far we've risen to that challenge. It's been progressive, but we have risen to that challenge, and we're going to have to keep progressing as the league does.